about. Trying to figure out what it's all about. Excellentialist. Am I worth anything or just a scout? I don't know.
That was Great Sounds Watch Without Sound on WNHH LP 103.5 FM New Haven. Myself, Preston, with my partner in crime, Long Island Rays, Elm City Made, Mr. Easy Blues, and the superhero to some, the supervillain to many, the OG Blurred. Beware when he points his finger at you. His name is the Professor. This show is called Three Nerds Venting, this bi-weekly limited edition of Preston and Easy Blues, where three grown men like to discuss pop culture. It's been very popular. We appreciate the views. We appreciate people connecting with us, and we love how you love our madness and our unstructured chaos. But let's just get the show off and rolling. We are celebrating the bad. What is the most underrated villain captured perfectly on screen? The most underrated villain captured perfectly on screen. Doesn't matter if it's television. Doesn't matter if it's movies. You know, I'm going to throw one in there. Doesn't matter if it's a video game. The most underrated villain captured perfectly on screen.
Well, I think it's underrated because it was a rush project and the project wasn't that good. But what's his face's version of Bane was absolutely incredible.
Christopher Nolan's?
No, the actor.
Hardy did that one.
Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy did an incredible job. I just think the source material, like they jumped so far away from the source material that they shot him in the foot. It was definitely a forced. It felt like it was a forced conclusion. But I really, really I'd love to see him do that more. But I'll be honest with you, dude, I am a Tom Hardy smark, man.
Okay.
I love anything that he does. There's been movies that I've seen him in and been like, oh my God, that's Tom Hardy. What
about Venom?
Venom was good. I appreciated him in Venom. It's not necessarily my type of thing. I'm about to see the Venom 2 Electric Boogaloo later, probably this week. And then I'll see Venom 3 when it goes out on streaming.
Okay.
But I love Tom Hardy, and anytime Tom Hardy can argue with himself, I mean, that's even funnier.
Okay. Tom Hardy underutilized.
Yeah.
Bane.
And I just think the Bane. It's like it was a great picture of the character, very similar to Uma Thurman's Poison Ivy. I thought Uma Thurman's Poison Ivy was really good. I just thought the movie it was in was really bad.
That's fit. That's fair for Uma Thurman, but I thought they did Bane justice. I really did. But I agree to disagree.
I didn't think so. I thought it was wasted, and I feel awful because it could have been so much better.
Hey, Amy. Yeah. Hi, Amy. Love you, Amy. Bye, Amy. That was a special guest cameo by Amy, very great person that we know. Professor, I'm deeply apologize. Go right ahead.
No worries. No,
I was trying to make that not flipping conspicuous. I figured it was going to get edited.
Easy Blues is the most underrated villain in history on screen. Easy Blues is my pick for the most underrated villain in history. Professor, my apologies. Easy Blues is so underrated as a villain.
It's fine. No, it's fine.
On screen. Yeah, that's my pick. Go ahead, Professor.
This is weird. Jim Carrey's the Riddler.
Okay.
Your word. I gotta say, it's another one. It was a phenomenal character in such a bad movie.
I know, and it was frustrating for me because I could really see him returning as if they didn't mess him up at the end and stuff. I could have seen him coming back as as a bad guy, eventually turning to Hush. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I could have.
Hush is my favorite storyline.
It would have been amazing, and I think he could have pulled that off. Man, it's so.
Did you hear who they initially offered the role to, and he turned it down?
Who?
Robin Williams.
I do remember that. Wait, I do remember that. Yes.
Right.
It would have been brilliant. It would have been brilliant. I mean, again, Jim Carrey was brilliant, but Robin Williams would have been perfect.
Oh, yeah.
I think he would have been a better Mad Hatter, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Absolutely. You're right.
Thank you.
That would have been he would have been a perfect Mad Hatter. Okay. Yeah.
Especially if he brings some of the character in from 1 hour photo.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about real Robin
I thought
Williams.
I thought it was Tom Petty for Mad Hatter.
I'm sure, but I think
that would have been Robin Williams. That could have been Robin. Oh man, that would have been amazing. But yeah, I actually, this is so weird of me, but I actually went on YouTube a while ago just to watch his scenes because I was like, I was just so convinced that he was like the perfect Riddler, and I would have loved to have seen again him come back in a later iteration as Hush, but like play those mind games that he was playing with Bruce Wayne. I do think again that he was wasted on that Batman film. But I just think he would have been amazing in that role. So that's my pick.
Tommy Lee Jones played a good Two-Face.
He did. The storyline was gross. Like that's the
Tommy Lee Jones. Yeah, I agree.
The storyline was way too gross, way too forced. Plus it broke free from because everything else. Harvey Dent was someone that was an age peer of Bruce Wayne. He was at some points in time he was like the anti Bruce Wayne.
Right.
Even dating his ex-girlfriend and all those kind of stuff.
You're right.
So here he is, like the super polished aspect of it. And then he also had that darker side, and that darker side was amazing, and it was so twisted. And it's just like, I'm gonna flip this coin and possibly put this bullet through your head. You know what I mean? I love that. That's just fun for me. And I thought it was really good. I thought Tommy Lee Jones also wasn't the best actor for it. It could have been somebody closer to Val Kilmer's age, could have been somebody more in canon.
The dude that played him, and I can never remember that actor's name, Aaron Eckhart. There it is.
Aaron Eckhart.
He was a good Two-Face too. He was
great as Two-Face.
Especially the transformation.
Yes.
Yeah,
it was fantastic.
Yeah.
He had the whole he had the whole package to me. He was a great pick for that. And you guys know I have this disdain for the whole Christian Bale Batman thing and that whole series. But
I felt Christian Bale is a good Batman. I like him. I like him. I like him as Batman and Bruce Wayne. I'm sorry. Dark Knight is the perfect movie for me. It's the perfect superhero movie.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I'll be honest with you though. It's the perfect superhero movie for you that doesn't need to involve the superhero. If you took Batman out of that, you still have the same story, and it's still pretty cool.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. That movie was about the Joker. And
of course.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, it was a perfect thing, but it would have been just as good if you had anyone play. It's kind of like somebody wrestling Bryan Danielson.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He could put on a match with anybody good. Will Ospreay has wrestled a blow-up doll and made the blow-up doll look good.
No, I understand your analogy. I really do. I just think it's a perfect film. Don't get me wrong.
It is a perfect film,
I think
but not because of Batman.
Yeah, I think next to that Dark Knight film is the film with Robert Pattinson. I saw it again. I like that film too for what it is.
I have to watch him because I didn't watch it.
I like him as a Batman. His Batman voice is not too raspy. It's not.
I appreciate
like a dog.
That. Well,
it's not like a dog. It's not like he has sore throat. It's different. Exactly. Like
I hated that.
Nice. Soft, calm approach, but it's very menacing. It's between the two. And for a year 2 Batman, it makes sense.
Yeah, I'm sure, but then you make the Riddler a freaking S&M knockoff, and I have a problem with it. Like
I don't have a problem with
They killed the Riddler in that movie. They killed the Riddler. Like it was probably the worst adaptation of the Riddler. It was the worst adaptation of the Riddler, and they tried to even make it look like it was the Hush adaptation, and it wasn't even the Hush adaptation. They messed one of the best storylines up humanly possible for no apparent reason because they thought they had the vampire that sparkled in the sun, and they could just do it.
Listen, man, I think it's a great time to be a fan. Next movie, they're really rumored to do Counter Owls, and I really want to see what they do with that.
I'd like to see that.
It's perfect for that world. It really is. Right. It really is perfect for that world. But we have our picks for our underrated villains. Mine is Easy Blues. Professor is the Riddler, and Easy is Bane. So it was a whole bunch of great picks that we have. But
you know, speaking of just really quick,
go ahead.
I thinking about that movie, and you know what really messed me up about those Batman movies.
Go ahead.
Is the introduction of Ra's al Ghul as his mentor and trainer.
Okay,
and again, me being a comic book head, that wasn't so in the comic books, right?
Right,
and because it was Alfred that trained him how to fight, trained him how to become a detective. Alfred Pennyworth did all of that, and I felt like it was like a blemish on him. It was an insult to him. You know what I mean? And it frustrated me about that because it's like Alfred is a G, man. He's dope. He is like he highly respected by the superhero community.
Right.
Like he beat up Superman at one point. That's another story.
I didn't know that.
Smacked him around. Yeah, smacked him around.
I did not know Alfred
sent him packing.
Put the 1-2 on Superman.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he did.
That's interesting.
So it's funny because then they go behind it, and they have the whole thing with Green Arrow, right? With Green Arrow in the CW shows and stuff, and now Ra's al Ghul is training him, and the League of Shadows and this and that. And I'm like, that didn't happen. Like, why are we doing this?
It's because they couldn't get Batman.
But see, here's the thing.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the whole thing with the Batman series. Like, why was it necessary to do that? Did you just need Liam Neeson in a movie?
Yeah, that was what it came down to.
That's pretty much right.
The first movie was, and what killed me was who they initially billed as Ra's al Ghul is one of the best Chinese actors
Ken
of all time.
Watanabe? Yeah. I can't pronounce the last name. Ken Watanabe.
Yeah, who
that would have been amazing.
And he was in it, and he was Ra's al Ghul, but he was the Ra's al Ghul. He was
a photocopy. He was
Yeah, he wasn't the real Ra's al Ghul, which made it more interesting. And so like I get what they did, and that story. The problem that I have is the storyline is too good.
Right.
Like what they did, they told a great story. No matter what, they told a great story in that first Batman. The story was really, really good. It wasn't on source material. They made up what they needed to make up. But they told a really good story, and they did the same thing in Dark Knight. And then in the third one, they pooped the bed because they tried to take a 2-3 movie story and condense it into one movie.
Yeah,
very similar to what they did in the third Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly. So that's all. I just got frustrated with that, and again, me not liking Christian Bale as Batman or as Bruce Wayne. One, he's too ugly to be Bruce Wayne. Let's be honest.
He's too ugly.
Too goofy. No, thank you. And
you
then
need your
his
Bruce
Batman,
Wayne handsome. You need the handsome
Batman,
Bruce Wayne.
Absolutely.
You need your Henry Cavill Bruce Wayne. That's your Bruce Wayne for you.
I would prefer that. I would have preferred that, but it just didn't work. Like, and you're gonna think I'm crazy. That's why I always thought that Affleck as Bruce Wayne worked.
Oh, he was
and his
perfect.
Batman, he was the Frank Miller Batman.
One of the best Batmans.
Yes,
Affleck.
he was the Frank Miller Batman.
He's one of the best Batmans. Agreed.
Right. I was looking forward to the movie he was supposed to be in with when he was going to do actual detective stuff.
Right.
He could have pulled that off.
So wait, since we're going there, we might as well take it on. Who's everyone's favorite Batman? Like when you say Batman to you, who is your Batman?
Michael Keaton.
Kevin Conroy.
Michael Keaton, hands down.
Adam West.
Okay.
We had this conversation before.
They're all three.
I
solid
agree
picks.
with you.
They're all
I agree
three
with
solid
you with
picks.
Adam West.
You can't win them with picks. They're all three solid picks. Kevin
Look,
Conroy animated. There's no other better animated Batman as Kevin Conroy.
If you look at the choices that they made for the supervillains and the characters of Batman and Robin, they were perfect for that time period, for that comic book, the whole campiness, everything he was the perfect Batman. That was the perfect Robin. It was Cesar Romero was the perfect Joker. Eartha Kitt was the perfect Catwoman. The whole forget Lee and Merriweather. Forget her. Anyway,
she was good too. So was
Julie Newmar. Julie Newmar. I liked her.
First of all, I mean, let's be real. Julie Newmar in that cat suit, bro.
Yeah, that was kind of nice.
That was the '60s, bro. That was the '60s.
But if you look at that vehicle, right?
We're looking at
that was the perfect Batman setup. It was.
Okay.
It was.
Fair.
It also gave us the
comic book to that, and it gave us the Batmobile.
There was no Batmobile before there was the Batman 66.
That big DeSoto, remember the big DeSoto we had with the big bat face on the thing?
Yep.
But that one, you're right. That one gave us the traditional Batmobile. When you think about the Batmobile, that is the first one you think about. So yeah, you're right. You're right. Oh man, it was Yvonne Craig as Batgirl. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness!
I got rewatch the TV series back in the day.
It's so good. You want to know something? I might actually just do that as like.
Yeah, I think it's on Max.
The next thing that I do is just have a Batman 66 marathon, and then of course you got to finish it with the Batman movie because it is nothing if it isn't bat shark repellent.
Right, I was about to say the bat shark. You knew exactly where. That's awesome. Oh, and let me tell you something.
Yes,
the dopest fight scene he ever had was when him and because let me tell you something. I really thought that the Green Hornet was lumping up Batman real good in that. Do you remember that episode? He was lumping him up pretty good. Kato was scaring the mess out of Robin. He thought he had something, but a funny story. Apparently on set, Bruce was staying away from him because there was a rumor that Burt Ward was talking junk because he knew karate and stuff like that. So he's talking a little junk like he was really gonna give Bruce Lee the business. So Bruce Lee stayed away from him until it was time to go on set. And then when they rolled the cameras, Bruce showed him a few things.
Yeah. That's the whole thing, man. Everyone's got a real big mouth and they get punched in the face. When that reality kicks in, like, oh, that could have been my insides going to the outside.
It comes at you at the speed of light too.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can just imagine.
That's
apparently he soiled his red shorts.
Of course he did. Of course he did. Of course he did. And that fight was still realer than the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight. I'm just saying.
Way more real.
Way more real.
So, yeah.
Let's talk about accountability. Name a franchise you had extremely disliked at first that changed your mind for the better. Name a franchise that you had extremely disliked first. As we talk about this on WNHH LP 103.5 FM New Haven, that made you change your mind for the better after you watched it, played it, read the book, and so on.
Okay. You want me to go first? I'll go first.
Go ahead.
For me, it was The Matrix. I actually hated the first Matrix movie. I thought it was stupid. The second Matrix movie was kind of dumb, but had a good orgy scene in there. So, the techno orgy scene kind of made the second movie for me. But the third movie was so interesting and it so well written that I absolutely, it changed my mind on the whole franchise. But I was the biggest Matrix hater for the longest time. I was like, it's just dudes in trench coats. If I wanted to see that, I'd just go to high school.
You want me to go or are you going to go, Preston?
He said, why don't you go?
Okay. All right. This is going to be wild.
Go ahead.
The Wizard of Oz.
Okay. Oh.
The first one, I remember as a kid, disliking it because it was like too
Gotcha.
many holes in it. And I had read the book before I actually saw the movie. Even though the movie came out in 1939, I had read the book from the 1800s, and I kind of knew the story, the source material. So as I'm watching it, I'm like kind of picking holes in it. But beyond that, as I read more of the books,
Right.
like by book number 9,
Mm-hmm.
I was like over the moon,
Oh.
because I was like, wait, let me get this straight. Glinda was the bad guy all along.
Mm.
Oh my goodness. It was mind blowing.
Yeah, she took out her competition.
Yeah. So
took out all the competition. Yeah.
Right. Because so for those of you that, so folks, pay attention if you have not read. This is a slight spoiler. So Glinda had a plan all along. After the Osmian War and the king had died, his daughter Ozma was supposed to take over, but the Wicked Witch of the North had kidnapped her and did like transmogrification and turned her to a boy and made her her slave. So they needed somebody to run Oz, and that's where the wizard popped up, and Glinda, who needed an ally, she basically taught him a little bit of magic and kind of put him in power. So she was running the show behind the scenes all this time, because after the war, because what happened during the war, the king had struck up a deal with the witches because they were winning terribly. So he struck up this deal, and the witches ended up helping. The deal was, you help us, we'll give you, we'll give you the quadrants, the 4 quadrants and stuff as places you rule. So that happened, but Glinda wasn't one of the original 4 witches, and people don't realize this unless you read the book. She murdered the Witch of the South and took over. And now the other 3 witches are looking at her sideways. So she hires another witch, Locasta Tadipu, to jump the Witch of the North. And
breaking us down.
She takes over, right? So now you have 2 good witches and 2 wicked witches. And again, L. Frank Baum never called them wicked, but whatever. So the only way to get rid of
they were merely misunderstood witches. They weren't wicked.
Exactly right. But Glinda did some real slick. So she was the one that conjured the tornado. It wasn't because they made it seem like it was the Wicked Witch of the East that did it. It wasn't her. It was Glinda that had done that, because what people do not know, Glinda not only controls water, but she's also a telepath, a technopath.
Oh wow.
She controls earth, wind, fire, and water. Plus
Captain Planet vibes. Okay.
Plus that forest that where the trees are throwing, she did that. Plus she did this invisible bubble like after the war. So, and the sands that are surrounding Oz, so you can't reach Oz from any of the other kingdoms. It makes Oz invisible to everybody else. So she has like a black magic book that she uses that kind of corrupts her. But anyway, she has all these like really, really terrible powers. So after the whole thing with Dorothy went down, right, and they finally got Ozma back, right, and she changed her back into a woman, they put her in Oz, and then just like a Grand Vizier, like a Glinda became her second, and she's basically controlling Oz like that. And she had the audacity to outlaw witches, so there are no witches in Oz. Now you're saying to yourself, well, isn't she a witch? No, she changed her title to sorceress so nobody could touch her.
Yo, that's some 2024 Trump stuff right there, bro.
She is the most dangerous thing in that world.
That's crazy.
Dangerous.
That's crazy.
Dangerous. So, yeah, there you go.
You just ruined the Wizard of Oz world for everybody.
You know what?
That's how it should be.
I was actually creating a game based on that. Like where Dorothy sides with the Wicked Witch and turns on Glinda and the other witches and stuff, and she learns how to use the magic, and she has to fight her way to Oz to be able to, because the only way to get to Oz, because also the wizard has like this magic mirror that the only way that you can reach Glinda's castle, because she has a castle encased in a bubble that is impenetrable. The only way that you can actually reach her is going through that mirror that's behind Oz, and you can walk through and go to her, like close to her throne room.
Oh, okay.
So So yeah, this is all real. Like I'm not making it. This is actually
No, you did your homework. You
Yeah,
definitely did your homework, sir.
yeah. So my game was kind of based on that. Like you
Mhm.
have to make your way to Oz, and you end up fighting the Tin Man, the Cowardly Lion, and the Scarecrow. And the wild thing
Wow.
about it is, what people also don't know, this was all a setup.
Right.
They sent the witch sent her on that path to go to Oz, Dorothy,
Mhm.
because those three were also generals in the Osmian War.
Mm.
The Tin Man, the Scarecrow.
Ah.
Right. You see? So it's all this big thing. It was all a setup from the beginning. And she
Wow.
did not tell her that the powers, because she could have told her, oh yeah, all you gotta do is step 3 times with the silver slippers and you'll be back home. She could have told her that from the beginning.
Yeah, from the
But she
get-go.
refused.
That's right.
Right. She refused to do that. So again, it was all a setup from the beginning. All a setup. So and I'm back. I'm back.
Nah,
And
nah,
he's back.
nah,
No, that was
nah,
good.
nah, nah,
That was
nah,
an
nah.
education. You got
Nah,
an
it really
education.
was. It really was.
Oh,
I
man.
saw Wicked, so that makes a whole lot of sense.
I'm telling you,
It makes so
what I
much
really
sense.
love about Wicked, because I saw the
Mm.
play like years ago.
Right.
What I really liked about that was they're like introducing, different lands that we never saw. Like the China
Hmm.
Kingdom was in that movie, The Great and Powerful Oz.
Yeah.
That's in the book. But yeah, so there's like a lot of stuff that some of these other stories actually give us and stuff that are like little tidbits. And
Right.
if you know like the history, if you've read the books, you'll be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So I kind of appreciate Wicked,
Right.
for what it does, like for the lore.
Mm.
It educates people. It'll give them a little bit more about the background of the characters, and you don't look at her as the Wicked Witch anymore.
Nah, you
You know what I
don't.
mean?
You look at her as definitely a victim.
Yeah.
Definitely a victim. My pick, The Chronicles of Narnia. I thought I was not gonna like that movie. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I did not read the books. Wasn't informed of it at all.
You've got to read the books.
You
A lot
have
of people
to,
tell me that.
'cause
Everybody tell me the
that's what
books are
introduced
amazing.
me.
Yeah,
They're
but
amazing.
the movie was really good. I didn't get a chance to see the second one. I heard the second one was good as well. It just didn't really
Yeah.
perform well at the box office.
That
But
was the Prince Caspian one, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that it was good.
yeah. So I
really
gotta see the second one, but definitely the first one really opened my eyes and it didn't really feel like a kids movie to me. It really didn't. It felt like it was more of, to me, as like I put it up there like with Star Wars.
Right.
And up there, right there with Chronicles of Narnia. That's why I put it. I don't really think of it as a children's film. It was more of like a great action film to me. So I was thoroughly entertained. So that really gave me a 180.
I just think of the Saturday Night Live skit with
Yeah.
The song Chronicles of Narnia. We want that chronic what? Culls of Narnia. We want that chronic what? Culls of Narnia.
Yeah, that was funny.
You call me Aaron Burr, by the way, I'm dropping Hamilton's.
That's a good line.
That's funny.
That is a good line. That's a good line.
In your opinion, what superhero would you be for a day and why? And this also goes for if you were a supervillain, for a day, what would you be and why? For superhero and supervillain. I'll go first because I know you two definitely have a lot of stuff marinating for your thoughts. My supervillain for me, I'll be the Invisible Man. Supervillain for me will be the Invisible Man. I wouldn't torture anybody. I wouldn't like cause chaos. I just wouldn't want to be bothered.
Who are you kidding? You just want to go to the Lakers female locker room.
No, not at all. I'll probably sing it to a concert. I'll probably do that. Yeah, I'll probably do that. I'll probably get away with that. But like, I wouldn't do anything. Like, I'll
finally seen Childish Gambino.
Yeah, seriously, because it got canceled.
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
My camera's been mad about that. But as I put like actual thought into my answer, super villain I would be is probably Green Goblin. I'll be Green Goblin. I'll fly on. I forgot what device he has that he flies on across the sky. I forgot what that's actually called.
Goblin glider.
The Goblin glider. I'll fly on that. Throw the pumpkins. Definitely do a whole bunch of chaos. Green Goblin is definitely my super villain. My superhero, I will be Static Shock.
Oh,
Static Shock will definitely be my superhero one. It's Static Shock. So those are my two picks for superhero and for supervillain. With thought.
Nice.
Whoever wants to go next is full free. We can play rock paper scissors. I don't think we have that much time.
Mine are easy.
Okay, cool.
My supervillain is Doom.
Awesome.
And again, because I have such respect for him as a character, I can on any given day be a superhero, not a superhero, an anti-hero or a villain. But the villain part is in perspective because I don't believe that I'm a villain.
Yeah, what you think you're doing is the right thing to do. Yeah. That's mainly what Doom does. Yeah.
Highly respectable. That's highly respectable for me with him. Yeah, and again, I always talk about how much his people love him and how well fed and taken care of they are, how safe they are.
Right.
Yeah, he is, in my opinion, the model supervillain, because realistically, if you didn't want to fight him anymore and stuff and you got down with him, you'll be taken care of.
Word.
You know what I mean? So that would be my pick for a supervillain. I mean, my superhero is easy. It's always going to be Blue Marvel.
Okay.
Every time. But I would have my supervillain arc if I was him back when they did him dirty. Right? I mean, I saved the world, and because I'm a black man, you make me retire.
Yeah.
When I could have shut everything down, I could have.
Right.
Nobody on the planet at that time, if you think about that time period, nobody at that time period, no superhero, no supervillain, even if there was a superhero or supervillain at that time period that was a little bit strong, they weren't stopping the Blue Marvel. He could have shut it down. And I think I would have did that, and then I would have left.
Right.
And came back later on to save the world again. But yeah, Blue Marvel every time. His intelligence, his abilities, his responsibility. Let me tell you something. This dude he's like a walking nuclear reactor. And his ability to, like, remember we were talking about the Superman thing and how he can beat the brakes off of Superman?
Yes.
He can literally change matter. So he would change Superman's suit into kryptonite to say, "Oh, gotcha, boom," and you're dead. One time for the one time, like just like that. Like he can rip out Bruce Banner's gamma if he wanted to, okay, and turn him into the anti-Hulk. Well, nah, because that's the one beneath all is kind of like in control of that, so it would be a problem. But he can stop him. He can easily stop him. But it'd be Blue Marvel every time.
Gotcha.
That's my pick.
Easy Blues.
Yeah. That's a tough question for me because I often pretend to be superheroes on a regular basis. But no, I think, really thinking about it, I know it sounds twisted, but I think I'd probably be Ghost Rider.
Okay.
Just because, one, I want Henry Rollins theme song to be playing in the thing. I don't know if you ever heard the Crow soundtrack. Henry Rollins does a song and he goes, "Ghost Rider is a motorcycle hero," and it's just, I just want that everywhere I go. So yeah, I kind of, I'll actually sometimes put that on my headphones when I'm going for a walk. And I'll just
cool.
kind of walk strut through, be like,
Nice.
Yeah, that's right. I'm a motorcycle hero. So I'd probably be Ghost Rider. A villain, it's super interesting because I would probably, I know this is going to sound ridiculous because of how nasally challenged I am, but I identify the most with Killmonger.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I do feel like that is kind of where I would land. There's a whole bunch of people that are clutching their pearls right now. They're a whole bunch of people like, he can't say that.
You can definitely say that, and it's a good pick. It's a darn good pick. Let me tell you, he was right all along. But go ahead, sir.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, it's either going to be Killmonger or Magneto. Would be my two.
I can see you more being Magneto.
Yeah.
I can see you being more Magneto. That's your vibe.
Thank you. Well, that's your vibe. From years of trying to be obstinate and cruel. It works out well for me.
Yeah, because I don't see you a beater of women. I don't see
No.
Killmonger Killmonger didn't want peace. Magneto wanted peace at the end.
Right.
Well, that's just it. Let's walk that back a second.
All right, take it
It's
back.
not that he didn't want peace.
Right.
It's not that. He did want peace, but he wanted it attained the right way and the fair way. Right? You want your peace, you take it, but he wanted to arm the people. He wanted to arm, black people and kind of even the odds.
Right.
Which I get. And the whole thing with Wakanda had the most, impressive and most advanced technology on the planet. Right? Yes, absolutely.
Right.
So him evening the odds, looking at what's going on around the world and stuff in regards to the black struggle. I agreed with him 100%, right? And in some weird way, even though this history of what Wakanda has meant to the world, being like so hidden and stuff like that, T'Challa knew he was right.
Right.
So, and that was his struggle. So, it wasn't that he didn't want peace. He did. He just wanted it to come by the right way. And that's the fair way, which I thought was like brilliant, because that gave me a lot more respect for the character. Again, knowing who the character is from the comic books and stuff, and how they kind of wrote that into his character. Because he wasn't that too much in the comic. He was a jerk. Oh my goodness!
He was a jerk.
I couldn't wait till he was.
He was definitely so much more of a jerk in the comic. You're like, all right, whatever, buddy. But in the movie itself, it just there's so much of the principles, and I feel this way about Magneto too. I mean, nowhere in my entire world did I ever want a Magneto is right shirt more in my entire life than after this past freaking election debacle. You know what I'm saying? So I might just start walking around with a Magneto was right hoodie.
Missed opportunity.
Okay.
Which on-screen character was robbed of a movie trilogy? Any fictional genre. Which on-screen character was robbed of a movie trilogy?
I had to think long and hard about this one.
Oh, look, Professor, I'm going to give it to you. On WNHHLP 103.5 FM New Haven, because I know you're going to go in.
Oh, well, no, it's going to be brief. Trust me.
Really? I'm surprised.
Yes, very.
Okay.
But this is so profound for me.
Yeah.
That angel from Legion, the Paul Bettany character, I forgot which angel he played. That would have been a dope trilogy. It would have been an amazing trilogy. Because let me tell you, that character was so dynamic in the few words, but his actions, it just made it was. And those demons and stuff that were coming after them were creepy. I would have loved to have seen them ramp it up for like the second and third movie, but his character was so amazing. Like I love that so much. That movie, like. I would love to have seen them just ramp it up and make it a full blown, war and stuff. The angels start, recruiting Nephilim or something.
Right.
And, it would have been amazing. But that character, oh my, that would have been fantastic. So that's my pick. Very simple.
There you go. All right, I'm gonna go kind of in that vein too. But mine is actually was Fox's, then later turned into CW's version of Constantine. I think there's so much that could be told with that. I love the fact that they tap into his bisexuality. I love the fact that that he's just up for a good time at any time and different type of aspect of it, and just hell bent on destruction. Look, I love Keanu Reeves, and Keanu Reeves' Constantine was good for a spitty movie. It was good.
Okay.
But there's just something about the way that the other guy does Constantine is just so so good, and it's just I think the arc has been missed with him. I feel there could have been much more done with the series. I wish they would bring back my favorite series of all time, which is Legends of Tomorrow.
I was about to ask you about that. Go ahead.
I love Legends of Tomorrow. I think it's one of the best things that they've ever done because there's no lore to it. There's no lore. You can just pee on everyone's tree, and it's beautiful.
My God. Did you see so what I liked about his arc in that show, right? Was because I think that was the last season or something. His arc in that when they were like going through different time periods and stuff, and they were like kind of seeing his background and stuff, and different people he had interacted with in the past and stuff like that, and his different lovers, and I really enjoyed seeing that because it made me like and respect his character so much more.
Yep.
So yeah, you're right. That is a wasted opportunity right there to utilize that character. And again, I love Keanu Reeves, but this guy was a way better John Constantine to me.
Yeah.
He felt like John Constantine from the comics.
Right. Like, he didn't feel like Neo 2.0.
Right.
Yeah.
This actually felt like a John Constantine. Like you can't look at him and not think that's not John Constantine. Like he plays that character so well. And oh my God, you
want to know something too? And I'm actually going to put a caveat in here too as well. I'll put my honorable mention because I never do that. But Hancock. Hancock was written very well. Hancock was delivered very well. It wasn't that great of a movie, but the character was amazing.
Yeah, I agree.
And I could see a full franchise off of that character, especially then, as he gets more established, they can start making fun of kind of talking about the action figures and different things like that. There was so much more room for that to grow. I agree. Again, Will Smith, slap aside, is one of the best actors of all times.
Should have been rated R.
Probably. A lot of things should have been rated R.
With those deleted scenes, it should have been rated R. Did you see the deleted scenes?
I didn't see the deleted scenes.
Yeah, they kind of threw them in there. Holy crap! Yeah, it should have been rated R. But yes,
you cannot change my mind. It should have been Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh. Okay.
I love you, Preston. I love you.
It would have been a better movie with Samuel L. Jackson and rated R. Nothing against Will. Bad Boys is good. I'm not going to cancel Will Smith. There's a whole lot of other celebrities I'm canceling besides Will Smith. All he did was a slap. But Samuel L. Jackson in a rated R Hancock movie would have been 10 times better.
Okay, wait. I have another group question for us. Go ahead. Bit off the thing.
Go ahead.
Am I the only one who feels that this slap was kind of justified?
I felt he should have talked to him after.
Yeah.
After I felt he should have talked to him. I don't think it was justified. I don't think the joke was that serious to go up there and slap him with.
No, but also the joke wasn't that good either.
I know it wasn't that good, but still.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was such a bad joke, and
especially during a night that I'm nominated. I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, but that's the other thing is like, this is my night. I want everything to go perfect, and the one person that I'm trying to make it perfect for is giving me that look like I'm gonna get up and start.
My win would have been better than that joke. My winning the award and seeing my wife happy winning the award would have definitely been over that joke.
You think she's really happy? I'm just saying.
I think he should have broke up with her a long time ago, but we're not. But we're beyond that. I think he should have left her a long time ago. I think he's better off. I honestly think he is better off. Tell me something, but I think he's better off.
The fact that he laughed at the joke when it happened, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And then looked at her and then reacted after that.
Yeah.
Mr. Smith, let me talk to you.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
You played yourself.
Thank you.
There was no reason for you to even go up there.
Because he thought it was. Thank you. He was laughing too.
She wasn't going to all of a sudden love you more and not continue to dog you out, sir.
And after all that bad press she gave him,
threw him under the bus and was talking about shoes.
Let's be real, though. I mean, Chris Rock was asking for it, though. He was asking for it.
He was, no doubt about that. But
he was asking for it. Like, I'd have slapped him a while ago. Like, there's some time.
You know what I mean? Like, if it was really that much of a beef to me, it wasn't. That was the wrong moment to do that.
Yeah.
And I think that the one thing that I can say that I appreciate about that moment was the idea that he was able to move on from her and get back to where he needs to be.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you, that right there could have just destroyed his career, period.
Yeah.
That moment.
Yeah. He generally needs a divorce. I think he needs a divorce. Honestly.
Absolutely.
He's better than that.
They're working it out. They're figuring out how he can get away from her. No, not being together. I'm talking about I believe he's desperately right now trying to figure out how much it's going to cost him and what he has to do. I think that's why he's going back on tour with Jazzy Jeff right now. Because he needs to figure out what he needs to do.
The biggest check possible. I'd be like,
and be like, that's it. Just go.
It all.
Just take it all and go.
I can make more money. Like, go.
Take it all and go. Yeah, because he's the bigger star. He's 10 times the bigger star.
Was she ever a star? Let's be honest.
No. Hold on. Let's not, because here's the thing.
I'm gonna do that.
She was amazing. She was amazing in Gotham. She was amazing.
What year did Gotham come out?
A couple years ago. Like 10 years ago.
What has she done now? What has she done
whatever.
now?
Whatever. Again, what have you done for me lately? That's fine. I'm just saying. You can't say she was useless the whole time or anything like that.
I'm not saying she was useless. I'm saying Will Smith was the bigger star. Will Smith will always be the bigger star.
She was bad. Oh, yeah, of course. Of course, but it's also.
I will tell you the only reason I could have played her role in Gotham and been fantastic. Okay, she didn't do anything that was so incredible that she couldn't have been replaced. She's never been a good actress. She's never been a good actress.
Mic drop.
All right. There's nothing. There is nothing that she could do.
Drop.
There's nothing that she can do.
Drop.
Because I'm telling you now. If that show wasn't written so well, and they put no, thank you, ma'am. You could no, thank
Professor,
you.
I'm with you. Professor, I'm with you. On WNHH LP 103.5 FM New Haven, this has been volume 12 of Three Nerds Venting. My pick for a movie that should have got a trilogy is oh my goodness. You know what, man? Let's just get off the whole superhero wave. I think Half Baked would have been an amazing trilogy.
I agree.
Half Baked would have been an awesome.
I've lived that trilogy.
Yo, Half Baked. You can make a move. You can make a sequel today, even since we're in the dawn of reboots and reboot everything. If Dave Chappelle got the game back together for Half Baked, this is how I'm closing out the show. That would have been a solid, funny trilogy.
Yeah.
Rated R, no holds barred. Give me Half Baked trilogy. Professor, you can talk about that.
I need a backiotomy. Oh my goodness. One of the funniest scenes I've ever. Oh my goodness. And 3 of those movies?
Yo, it would have wrapped. Yo.
Oh my goodness. That
you bring it back Coming to America and Bad Boys, you bring back Half Baked, bro.
Oh my goodness. I would love that as a trilogy.
And if Bob Saget was still alive, I would like to see a movie trilogy of his character from Half Baked.
Oh yeah.
I would like to see what he would actually do for Coke. I would definitely pay to see him.
Give him more screen time. Oh, definitely yes. Definitely yes. Definitely yes. I agree. This has been volume 12. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you. We love you. Get ready for our next event, Antics and Chaos, for volume 13 on WNHH LP 103.5 FM New Haven. Appreciate everybody. Thanks so much.
Wondering what to write about, trying to figure out what it's all about. Existentialist, am I worth anything or just a scout? I don't know.